r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What did you accidentally learn about someone's sex life? A year ago my mother-in-law had a sudden brain aneurysm. We all spent Christmas in the hospital, thought she was gonna die, only for miraculous recovery a couple weeks later. Found out a month ago it was from an orgasm during sex with my father-in-law. Definitely put things in a different perspective, how often he kept saying it's all my fault in the hospital. My niece once sent to me, accidentally, an invitation to a BDSM party. I replied that I'd love to be there, but that was the night I washed my whips. My phone rang in about 2 seconds. She was explaining the mistake and begging me to never tell anyone. I told her I was disappointed that it wasn't meant for me. But I kept her secret, never even told my husband. At a family gathering months later, she asked me some innocuous question. I replied, "Beats me." Then gave her a silly smile. She laughed. When my mom's best friend, female, kissed her, not realizing I was there. Of course, we all suspected they were a couple, but that's when it was confirmed. I was a little pissed off that the friend was the one pushing hard for my dad to go into assisted living care solo. Geez lady, wait your turn. My best friend, mid-30s, has a much older friend with benefits, mid-60s, that will give her gifts sometimes if she makes it extra good for him. She got a tricked out fancy air fryer the first time she let him in her butt. It's been almost 3 years, and every time we use it at her house, I can't not think of that fact. I call it the ass fryer. My college coach hosted us at his house for a team dinner, and we found his and his wife's sex room. Swings and straps and all. That one of my employees had an OnlyFans and was banging her husband's supervisor, who were also my employees, but in a different department. Found my dad's stash of nude pictures of my mom after they had both died. The pictures were about 40 years old at that point. A good female friend admitted, while on a night out, that her partner always liked to clean up his own cum after sex. She was saying it in a positive light, because of how convenient it was having no mess after sex. He'd finish and then lick his cum off her. It did feel like something she shouldn't be sharing without his permission, but she was doing it in a way that celebrated their kink. Just how one-sided their relationship is. It's all give by him, and very rarely does he get it reciprocated. I learned how I was conceived. Picture it, Christmas morning 1991. I got my present before your brother and sister did. A casual friend of mine that I've known for years popped up in my Instagram feed with a user ID of her name Moans. Apparently she's gotten into some kinky bondage stuff and decided to start streaming and doing the all too common online sex stuff. No one knew anything about this until she created an Insta account and forgot to check her privacy settings. It was quite the scandal. Now everyone knows. Some people have disowned her and others are now weirdly involved in her life. Many years ago I went to inspect a property. The place was occupied by a gay couple and owned by one of their fathers who was in denial. Anyway, in the bathroom was an enema bag hanging over the shower screen. The real estate agent was a bit embarrassed, but okay, it happens. Next was the main bedroom, which had an enormous photo hanging over the bed. The photo was of a half-dressed biker who was fully barred up. Real estate agent was flustered, so turned our attention to the large walk-in wardrobes. Unfortunately, they were filled with BDSM and black leather biker gear, including ball gags. Real estate agent just looked at us and said, "I give up." No, we didn't buy the house. It was on a very busy road, and the seller wanted too much. Just an hour or so ago, I stumbled across a male and female looking for male post, and although no faces were in the NSFW photos they included, I immediately recognized my friend as the male of the male and female. That my friend's parents were swingers. A woman I worked with complained that her husband's blood pressure meant he was unable to get an erection. Might have explained why she was so angry all the time. My college professor was mirroring his laptop for the lecture, and we saw a gay male escorts tab. Sat there in silence for a good 30 seconds. Similar thing happened with a coworker. Only difference was it was check casting couch. Moral of the story: never use personal equipment for business. Friend of mine got drunk and started discussing their threesomes, orgies, etc. They don't remember they told me, which is great, but it still burns an image I didn't want. I learned that one of my mates liked to get pegged by his missus. I'm keeping that knowledge banked for a rainy day. Conception day. Since I had a child 10 years ago, my dad thought it would be great to inform me I was conceived on Thanksgiving Day 1987. Specifically during the parade. I now get a text every year around 10:30 mid-parade with my children that says, "Happy Conception Day, son." I hate Thanksgiving. That my sister brags to my mom about having a friend with benefits with a 12-inch tool, and she had picture proof. That my uncle named his daughter Dahlia after she was conceived in a Cadillac on Dahlia Street. That a very close friend of mine's wife only lets him have one BJ a year, and he always uses it before like January 10th. This was at a dinner in late January, and he looked upset, lol. Also that she doesn't let him go down on her because she thinks she smells too bad always. A coworker got a cell phone stuck in her butt while experimenting. I found out my friend was sleeping with his roommate's mother. That my ex's ex was hung like a whale. I knew someone that was so afraid of getting pregnant, she only did butt sex. That a good friend of mine used to dress up and let guys screw him for money while he has studying abroad. He never knew I know this. I learned that because his roommate at that time was the brother of my roommate at that time. My roommate was casually telling me about it. He didn't know I knew the guy he was talking about. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.